Wenzel Aaryan, the final scheduled match of the final stage for season 3. After this, they will play the championship match. There was quite a long delay there, so I'm hoping somebody's internet is not having an issue. It would be Aaryan's, certainly. Let's see if this starts properly. This could be. I think this means we have sum of squares for the first question, but if it's not sum of squares, then I'm concerned about somebody's internet. That's sum of squares. Okay, that's a better resolution there. So welcome. I have Jure here again, and obviously we made it to the finals here. Wenzel, phenomenal season. Aaryan back here in the finals again. He had a very, very close match against Colak that resulted in a tie. That was a very interesting, exciting match. Thank you for joining us again. And do you have any thoughts to start this with?
Hi, Sam. Thank you once again for inviting me. Well, thoughts. I see that Aaryan is in the lead now. I think that Wenzel will win, but it will be a close match. It will not be easy for him to win. I think so.
Yes, and it looks like what we've started with here is about as advantageous of a set as Aaryan is going to get. We have addition, and we have sum of squares, which Aaryan is extremely good at. So we're 90 seconds in. I do expect Aaryan to probably start out with a win in this first set here. Again, addition is the category here that he has a clear and significant advantage over Wenzel in, and so with a not particularly difficult multi-operation question format and sum of squares, it's going to be difficult for Wenzel on this set.
Yes, I can see that.
Yeah, these sum of square questions, I'm amazed at how fast the top competitors are able to do them. All right, sorry, one of my kids was running around, so I got up real quick.
Never mind.
Okay, so we have 16-9, a little bit past the halfway through. This is a very good stretch for Aaryan here. So Wenzel will give up his first points of this whole season. He will also get the buttons for the first time. I'm relatively confident he has no issues using these buttons, but yeah, 21-10. That's impressive performance for Aaryan, regardless of the tasks here. At least some square questions are not easy, and he is going through them rather quickly.
Yeah, Wenzel is kind of losing control, but there are more these mini matches, so
and even if he sort of recognizes that the formats are one that he's not, this is about as unlucky of a set as he's going to get, I'm sure he cares about the differential, and the minus 13 is not what he wants to see of it.
Yeah.
$26.11. After today's match, I will have the final category statistics for this season because the championship match won't count for the stats. So we will have the final tally for the different categories, and I will sort of mix them together. So there will be like a final leaderboard for each category, final top scores for each category, sort of weighting performances kind of from the different stages. I again, sum of squares is one of is okay. So we have division, mod, and an easy multi-operation. If I was Wenzel, I would randomize. Ooh. Okay. That's I mean Wenzel certainly wants harder multi-operation questions than that. Addition roots is an extremely difficult format. Extremely difficult. So this is probably going to turn into just we have division questions here. Aaryan won division in the first two stages, but Wenzel has been winning division in this stage. So.
Oh, this is it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the addition roots questions. The problem with these questions, I mean, you're going to have to add the numbers, but you're going to have to do 10 significant digits afterwards. Yeah. It is not easy.
Do any of these competitors manage to do those kinds of tasks? I mean, if you know if they had those tasks before.
We have had. I'm not sure that. I think we may have only had it once in the final stage so far, and I don't recall the answer to that, but Wenzel just got it. I know sort of informally I asked Wenzel what the hardest complex category was, and he said it was addition roots. Because it pretty much, I think, always requires you to do 10 significant digits on the square root, and then you have to do the addition before that.
Yeah, that sounds very scary.
Yeah, but he did get the first one. And he got the second one.
Wow. I don't understand how, but congratulations.
Yeah, I'm the 10, I mean the 10 significant digits. Well, I really, when we started this, I wasn't really sure to how many significant digits were reasonable for like Wenzel or Colak or Aaryan to do in 30 seconds. I really didn't know. On our standard square root questions, I think I had 12 significant digits when I first made it, but then I immediately changed it to 11, and then I eventually just reduced it to 10 as the maximum. I think clearly the top three competitors can do more than 10 in 30 seconds, but it's not easy, definitely, obviously.
Yeah, and also like 6 competitors do the finals mode, so yeah. That means that when someone will have a great advantage when there is more than 10 digits, because some people just can't do it, and these better ones probably can.
Yeah, the square roots, though, I think, I mean, it's one that, most people haven't practiced as much as the basic operations, and so I think it kind of influences how difficult it looks. I know in the regular season, the median competitor in the regular season stage was, it was difficult for them to do 5 significant digits in 30 seconds. But I don't think that reflects the difficulty. I just think they're not particularly comfortable trying to do it. And I'm guessing and the other thing is for square roots is some people, the different strategies, they can depend on what you're trying to do in the format that you're you're working with or how many significant digits you use. The format that in the past years back I practiced with a lot, it was meant to do 8 significant digits. If you ask me to do 10, it's not gonna work for me, because that's sort of I developed that was what I was used to practicing. So I think some people are asking them to do more than 8 when it's rather rare that would be asked anywhere.
Yeah,
It's a little yeah.
I understand. I mean, when you do maybe 6 digit, do you try to estimate 7th and 8th, or do you?
Sort of. And I'm not going to try to explain it in detail right now, but
Yeah, okay.
I will post it sometime. But yeah, I think, Wenzel and Collian, their approach is, well, I will try to post that too. I'll avoid the long discussion of that here. So Wenzel 15-11, this with, he did have the slight advantage in the complex task, certainly. Okay, so we have roots, multiplication roots, and another relatively easy multi-operation task. Roots, Wenzel has had a lead throughout the whole calculation league season, but that is one of the strangest results of this season. I don't think anybody expected that Wenzel would be ahead of Aaryan in square roots. And I don't think it's a guarantee at all that Wenzel has an advantage on roots in a specific set, because Aaryan is certainly capable of doing these very quickly, and he definitely got that one faster.
Yeah,
Multiplication one, these multiplications aren't very difficult, and it's usually going to ask for eight significant digits. It won't ask for 10, I don't think. So another thing with roots, I mean, clearly Aaryan has had performances with square roots in the past that were exceptional. He finished all 90 questions that were presented to him at the Mental Calculation World Cup in 10 minutes with time to spare. And he got 86 of them correct. But clearly it takes more muscle memory, and when you stop practicing it, the skill declines in a way that the other basic ones maybe would. Okay, so very close here. 6-5. Aaryan just finished the easy question. Wenzel needs to get this multiplication root question down, and he did not. Okay, so 6-6.
this will be very tense, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be whoever. Aaryan may have a slight speed advantage, but I think this is going to be about accuracy here and who can avoid making the mistakes.
When I watch the matches on YouTube, it seems like it would be kind of obvious that Wenzel will win, but now when I see them compete against each other, it's much more intense than I thought it would be. So maybe I could take like 2 out of 3 rounds right now. So
and the stats. I mean, the stats are very obviously in Wenzel's favor. I mean, multi-operation and complex questions both clearly in his favor, and but that being said, Aaryan has been quite busy academically this season. I don't think we're getting we're not getting the extreme training that Aaryan has had in points in the past, that when he was accomplishing very impressive things. So I'm not I mean, what we're seeing today is probably a better overall performance than we've gotten from Aaryan, you know, in earlier matches, and it's not surprising. But it is true also. So far, we've gotten 3 relatively easy multi-operation categories, which sort of does decrease Wenzel's advantage pretty significantly by, you know, removing multi-operation categories from the.
Yeah.
16-13 here. We have 50 seconds left. If Aaryan does not make mistakes here down at stretch, he's going to win this set.
I think he'll definitely win it now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nee.
19-15, 10 seconds left. So we're gonna have a 2-1 Aaryan advantage here. Very, very interesting. And it's interesting mode that Aaryan could, you know, Kalian tied Rahul, and then Kalian tied Aaryan, and now Aaryan's leading Wenzel. It's very interesting. Okay, he's got to randomize the standard. He's Wenzel,
Yeah.
or all.
Yeah, okay.
Division 7th roots, and again, we're still with relatively easy multi-operation categories. I would think this is clearly Wenzel's advantage with 7th roots. We'll see how they do on that, I guess.
It's 3 significant digits.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I think there are some that are 4, but I don't think it's just a fixed. I'm pretty sure it's not fixed 3 digits.
Yeah, I think Wenzel has great advantage here.
Yeah, I am. Aaryan, it's going to be difficult for the 7th root questions, and Wenzel is answering them extremely quickly. Do you have? How would you try to do the question that Wenzel just did in like 3 seconds? The 7th root question too.
Yeah, these that was 14-digit number. They aren't that difficult because like number has to be above I think 900 or something like that. And I just estimate like with that estimation formula. How does it go?
Sure.
And -1 times something. So 14 and maybe even 13-digit numbers are not that difficult as, for example, 10 or 11 digits.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, and I think these ones, the 7th roots are clearly, because of the significant digits required, not that bad. The 5th root and the 3rd and the cube root ones seem to be more difficult because they're definitely more significant digits.
Yeah.
Doing the 5th root ones to extra significant digits is not particularly easy. Okay, so we're halfway through. It's 16-8, and yeah, Wenzel clearly. So it will be 2-2. we haven't seen multiplication as a standard task yet. I'm interested to see what would happen. And with that, Aaryan is obviously, he won multiplication at the last two World Cups and has very good 8x8 times, although Wenzel is winning the multiplication format in this stage. So that would be interesting. Other than that, we haven't had that, you know, all of the multi-operation questions have been sort of medium or lower in terms of what you would get on finals.
Yeah. Yeah, Aaryan is struggling a lot with 7th roots. This was
Yeah.
8-digit number. Yeah.
All right, 1 minute left here in this one, 26-12. I don't know, Jude, have you been keeping track of what the point differential is through the three sets?
First one is, I think, 13 for Aaryan.
Yeah.
Second one is, I think, 4, maybe. I don't remember.
Okay. So and then you remember what the last one was? It was a little bit more than 4. So we're gonna have, I think we're gonna have Wenzel with a slightly positive point differential, maybe about +5.
I think definitely.
Or if he keeps getting these right, maybe more than +5.
Yeah, I forgot to track the differentials.
Okay. 13, 10, 13. So yeah, Wenzel +5.
Yeah.
Division, factorization, and once again, a multi-operation format that is not so hard. Factorization is a subject to a high degree of randomization. Wenzel is obviously extremely good at factorization, but Aaryan is quite good at it as well. And you never know what's going to happen on factorization. So I think for Aaryan, he's got to stay close here on these division questions, avoid making mistakes on division, and then we'll see how the factorization questions go. Yeah, and yeah, so Aaryan making a mistake on the first division question and Wenzel getting it right at the last second. Okay, so we're back to the next division question. First factorization question was not difficult.
Yeah, I think that it's in Aaryan's favor that factorization questions don't have a lot of big factors, because I saw Wenzel do like some crazy ones that I literally don't even understand how. So
yeah, and I think for the ones that have like too large factors, I think he can do it because his understanding of like 2x2 multiplication, 2x3, and 3x3, it's so thorough that it's reasonable that for him to hope to see a 4 or 5 digit number as the product of two smaller numbers. Just not necessarily just, sort of just noticing it because of his understanding of the multiplications. For 3 or large big primes, I think it's now going to be, it would be a challenge, but that's pretty rare that you're going to get 3 or large.
Yeah, I understand.
I don't. So Aaryan has 613,031. Clearly, Wenzel just got it right. I didn't see what he typed though. Or, yeah, Aaryan there 29 and 21,139. One other interesting thing in this season is Aaryan was clearly ahead in regular season and playoff mode division, and Wenzel is clearly ahead here in finals division. I think it's somewhat amazing that is the case. I mean I would Aaryan has a lot of experience doing bigger divisions, and I don't think Wenzel is using. Well, I guess I don't know. I really I didn't think he was using cross division at all. I think he's still just doing the standard school digit by digit division.
Really?
Yeah, that's my understanding. I he certainly wasn't using cross division that long ago. I don't, to my knowledge, he didn't change approaches. Um, uh, so 15-11, 1 minute left. Not particularly surprising here. Aaryan is keeping it close, but without without mistakes from Wenzel, it's gonna be hard to win here. I'm Yeah, I really don't think Wenzel is using cross division. It just doesn't. I know he used to do cross multiplication with 8x8 multiplication without using cross multiplication, and cross division is easier. It's easier to you do that for division questions. So also the way he answers, where he toward the end he's just he answering multiple digits at a time. That wouldn't be cross division. Okay, we have this has been awfully repetitive here. We have division again, and we have once again the 2-digit multi operation, that which is not, the odds aren't that low, but it's a little strange. We have Wenzel by 9 or 10. 9, I think.
9, yeah. He won 2016 now. I didn't know that it is possible to do without cross multiplication 8x8 until I saw one video recently, maybe a month or two ago. Some Japanese girl, she did 8x8 multiplication without cross multiplication in under 10-15 seconds. Like
Yeah.
I can't write the number that quickly, even if I know the solution.
Do you remember her name? I assume it was Renee.
No, I don't remember.
I think you said it probably would be Renee. I can try to pronounce her name, but it's going to go really poorly. Renee Shujikobo, or I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but I think she would be the only female competitor in Japan who would confidently do 8x8 in a short period of time. Yeah, but it's there aren't that. I mean, obviously, in Japan, they going up to 6x6 is without cross multiplication is rather common. But only the very rare few at the top would go past the 6x6. But a few of them can. Okay, so we have very 7-7 here. They are literally on exactly the same right now. Same question, same time. Mod is more preferable for Aaryan than division because the mod questions are typically going to be easier, with the exception of some of them that are going to be really difficult for both of them. Wenzel, an uncharacteristic mistake for Wenzel. So now he's got to find a comeback here. The division questions, though, I'm sure we will see at least one more mistake from one of them here in the second half.
I just want to see multiplication.
Yeah. Aaryan 15-10. He's got a little bit of a lead here. He could probably even afford a little bit of a mistake. Oh, Aaryan did not. It didn't really seem like he was fully trying that question. Like he maybe he lost focus, or he just kind of decided this wasn't. It wasn't like at the extreme end of the difficult questions. So we have 16-15 now.
And he's just one question ahead.
Yeah, and so Wenzel, let's see if he can get the question. He did get it. Okay. Aaryan did get the mod question, which is not a very easy mod question. Really, it's more difficult than the division question was, maybe.
I think definitely.
Yeah.
I think the division was only, 7 or maybe 8 significant digits. Like 5-digit denominator in mode is. I don't know if anyone can do that except for these two, and could Callahan do it?
Yeah, I think so. I think the 5-digit denominator. He's very comfortable with the 5-digit. When he's not right now, he's not yet comfortable with more than 5. It's sort of now then it becomes a challenge. But yeah, so 24-21, and we are getting close here. Aaryan, if he can avoid making a mistake, it's gonna, and he just got locked out. So Wenzel has an opportunity here. This is a tie. This is a tie.
Very intense.
Oh no, so we don't have a tie. It just ran out. Aaryan won the set. Wow. That was very close to it. It looked to me like it was going to run out after 300 seconds, but it was just before. Okay, this is going to be an interesting set. Highest level multi-operation, multiplication, and fractions multiplication. I would certainly say Wenzel has the advantage on the last two categories, which I would think. Multiplication could go either way.
I think that multi-operation will carry him in this mini match.
Yeah, the larger multiplications, they do have the potential for mistakes, and they both got through that one. If Aaryan can, get them all right and hope for mistakes from Wenzel, but these fractions questions, he's got to answer this quicker than that.
Yeah,
this isn't that.
How do you do
Yeah, so
these type of questions, these fractions multiplications?
just partially solving each of them and trying to keep some sense in my mind of how much I've rounded up or down on the remaining digits that I'm ignoring. So I think I think they often are they're easier than they look on a question like that where you don't need that many significant digits.
Yeah.
Once you need like four or more, then it's difficult. But if you only need two or three, it's not so bad. Like you can round those
Yeah.
individual numbers, and yeah. So 995. This is a tough set for Aaryan. I can't, those the multi-operation complex ones. It would be really difficult to have an advantage against Wenzel in. But this is
Yeah, these last two categories are great advantage for Wenzel. He
yeah.
does these multiplications in like 10 or 15 seconds that Aaryan doesn't do at all.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm watching Wenzel do the multiplication. He seems well. This one's going. That one went very well, but
Yeah, it
the
had
previous
two
one,
zeros.
yeah, the previous one seemed a little bit slower than we're used to from him. Maybe he sort of lost focus for a bit. I really think with his 2x2 blocks from right to left, if you wanted to get an extremely fast 8x8 time that approached or was around 10 seconds, I think he would be able to do it. It's not something he took really, even at the beginning of calculation. He was changing his approach for how to do 8x8 all over the place, because before we started calculation league, he didn't use cross multiplication. So I think he has settled on 2x2 cross multiplication from right to left, and he's starting to practice it a little bit, it would seem. So we'll see if he is able to get a extremely fast time, but he is ahead of Aaryan and myself in multiplication on the stage. 18 to 10, again, 20 seconds left. So Wenzel will take a 4-3 lead. And we will have set number 8. We haven't had addition for a while. I'm sure Aaryan would really like to see an addition.
Yeah.
Format combo. Okay. He would do not want that 6th root. I'm not sure if he's okay. That gives him a reasonable chance, I would say. The 3-digit small, Aaryan is fast enough at those typically that I don't know if that's much of a problem. I haven't seen much of addition multiplication on finals mode here. I'm not sure how difficult it is.
We will see now.
On 9.
Okay. So we have a 5x3 multiplication. And Wenzel just goes from left to right, just type it up.
Okay.
So 6-3 Wenzel. This is going to be if he stays focused and doesn't make mistakes here, it's going to be tough to come back. And he did make a mistake there that he's not happy about.
Yeah, but it is. I think that he will manage to solve it in time. Yeah.
Yeah. So Aaryan does have it. It's 7-6. He's staying close. I think this reminds me of one of the skills that is practiced in the Japanese swordsman competition is you've probably seen if you've seen the videos is how fast they write answers, and they're so comfortable providing the answer digit by digit while continuing the calculation in their head.
Yeah.
And with Wenzel here, he's solving the whole thing and then he just types it in, which is obviously impressive. But in they've done it, in their approach, you would be solving it while doing it. And I don't know if that's something he can manage to do. I suppose it would give him a split second improvement or a little tiny improvement. Okay, so 13-11 past the halfway point. Wenzel's got to, if he keeps getting him correct, it's going to be really difficult to come back. And Aaryan made a mistake here, so he did get it redone in time. Wenzel with a mistake. Still an opening here for Aaryan. Oh, and we got a 6x4 on them.
Yeah.
No problem. No, didn't really cause a problem. So 1 minute left. Wenzel is up by 4. If he stays focused, I'm not sure you can erase a 4-point deficit in a minute, but could easily still make a mistake somewhere.
Yeah, I think that you should ask Wenzel to investigate his brain a little bit.
Hopefully someday. Hopefully. Yeah. All right. So Wenzel has won it. It's 5-3, and as soon as someone answers the next question, we will cut off the recording.